All right, guys, welcome to the Tech Guy podcast. Let's get right into it. The Tech Guy universe going to the moon. Listen, we have a great content today. I want to tell you exactly what this episode is going to be about. We're talking about the Bitcoin halving and what that means for your portfolio, what that means as maybe getting into investing in Bitcoin. So, today, I want to welcome you to another episode on the podcast. We're going to dive into this fascinating world of cryptocurrencies. Now, today we'll be focusing on Bitcoin and the intriguing Bitcoin halving event for Bitcoin, often to refer to as digital gold. So, has this right here as a captured the attention of millions around the globe? But we have is the Bitcoin halving, and why does it matter? Let's explore. So, to understand the Bitcoin halving, let's first take a brief look at the history of the Bitcoin itself. In 2009, Bitcoin emerged as the world's first decentralized currency created by a enigmatic figure known as Satoshi Nakamoto. So, Satoshi Nakamoto, unlike traditional currencies controlled by central banks, Bitcoin operates on a peer to peer network called the blockchain. What sets Bitcoin apart than other cryptocurrencies is its limited supply. So it's not limitless, it's limited. You only get a finite amount. So there will only be 21 million Bitcoin in the world. The scarcity contributes to the perceived value of Bitcoin, but here's where the halving comes into play. So, the Bitcoin halving is a pre programmed event that occurs approximately every 4 years. Every 4 years. So you'll typically see that every 4 years. The last one I guess was in 2019, and that's when you saw the bull run to up to like $60,000. Typically, 1 to 2 years after the Bitcoin halving, you'll see a crazy outbreak, and the prices just keep going up. So it's great to start investing before then, start dollar cost averaging, and beware out there. Now, this isn't any investing advice, no financial advice. However, there are a lot of scams out there. That's why if you invest, personally, my recommendation is getting into the Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum, some of the altcoins, but definitely stay wary of the scams. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get more into details. With the Bitcoin halving, the Bitcoin protocol itself during this event, the number of new Bitcoins created and rewarded to the miners for validating transactions is cut in half. This means that the rate of the Bitcoin that enters circulation slows down. And, it's definitely all part of, economics. I'm sure everyone took that class, supply and demand. So with less supply, there's more demand. So with that being said, definitely stay tuned for this Bitcoin halving. We got more information. Now, I just want to go ahead and take a quick break and let you know this video is sponsored by the Tech Guy and our new 6K TV box. Go ahead and check us out at techshop.solutions to learn more information about how to use the new 6K TV box, the best life hack available. Now, let's go ahead and get back into the episode. Now that we're back from our short, promotional, whatever, blah, let's restart. Okay, great. So the Bitcoin halving is definitely big news and something you need to be looking at. Now, first, the significance of the halving lies in the impact of the supply and demand dynamics of Bitcoin. With fewer new Bitcoins being introduced, the existing supply relatively scarcer, it reduces in supply. Combined with the continued demand for users and investors, has historically led price surges in Bitcoin. So back to what we were saying back in 2019 to 2020, you saw the Bitcoin price skyrocket to like 60,000, new highs, higher than it's ever been. And that right there is telling you right now is a great time to start getting into investing. If you think you're too late, you're not. It's definitely a great time to get in before this halving so you can enjoy those exponential rewards. Let's get back to the details. So, with that being said, the first Bitcoin halving took place in 2012, followed by the subsequent halvings in 2016 and in 2019, 2020. Each time, the events has triggered heightened interest and speculation within the cryptocurrency community. It's worth noting that Bitcoin's price experienced a significant volatility around these halving periods. So, what does that mean? Bitcoin volatility, up, down, sideways, the price is unknown. People will go crazy about the asset itself, especially during these halving periods, because of the supply and demand. You'll normally see the price have extreme periods of going bearish and going, definitely down in price, or bullish and seeing the price skyrocket over $60,000 just because of the Bitcoin halving. So it's definitely something to take a look at. And let's go ahead and get back into the details. Many experts believe halving acts as a catalyst for Bitcoin price appreciation as it reinforces the scarcity narrative. Some argue that the reduced supply compels investors to hold onto their Bitcoin, expecting the value to increase over time. And this turn can drive up demand and potentially push the price higher. It's just simple, guys. It's simple. The Bitcoin halving is kind of built in scarcity in Bitcoin. So unlike traditional fiat currency like the US dollar, they cannot keep printing the money for like they can't keep printing Bitcoin. So unlike printing money, this is a finite amount. There's only ever 23 million that you're going to be able to access. So our number one job is to get, the most that we can, because especially during this Bitcoin halving, it's a great opportunity so that you can take advantage of the skyrocketing prices after the Bitcoin halving. Historically speaking, you'll notice that the Bitcoin halving will have that price going to the moon. Now, again, this is not any financial advice. So, with that being said, wow, the Bitcoin halving event has historically been associated with the positive price movements. It's essential to remember that the cryptocurrency markets are highly volatile and influenced by a number of factors. This halving is just one piece of the puzzle, and other market forces and investor sentiments also play a significant role in Bitcoin's value. So, just because of the Bitcoin halving doesn't mean that right away it's going to go up, exactly on the date of the Bitcoin halving. Now, these are just market trends, as you can see from 2012, 2016, and 2020, that the price has not always shot right up after the Bitcoin halving. Typically, from historical data, you'll notice it takes about 1 to 2 years after the halving to see that volatility go towards the upside in a positive bull way. All right, so let's stay focused. Don't invest your life savings right into Bitcoin right now because there's a Bitcoin halving. The best method, in my personal opinion, is dollar cost averaging. Every week, throwing $20, $50, $100. Maybe you're a big spender, throwing in $500 a week. Whoa, maybe you only have like $10. The point is, investing over the long term will be the best way to accumulate your wealth in Bitcoin and reap the gains from the market. So with that being said, let's get back into these details, guys. This Bitcoin halving is so fascinating, so interesting. I can't wait to see what happens. Now, as we move forward, it will be fascinating to see like the future halving impacts on Bitcoin's trajectory and adoption, because will the reduced supply continue to drive up the value? Will it? We're gonna find out. How will it affect miners and their incentives? It's so hard for these miners to make a profit already with all the computer power it needs to mine for the Bitcoins and solve these math equations. So there's many questions to remain to be answered, and only the future will tell. That really wraps up our exploration of the Bitcoin and the halving event. Now, it is clear that the halving plays a crucial role in Bitcoin and its ecosystem, and plus the investor expectations and perceptions of the Bitcoin. Remember to stay informed and conduct your own research when navigating the dynamic systems world and ecosystem of cryptocurrencies. So, I want to ask you to join us next time as we dive into another exciting topic of the realm of digital currencies. And until then, take care, keep exploring the fascinating world of cryptocurrencies, and thank you for tuning into The Tech Guy. The Tech Guy out.